Remember us. As simple an order as a king can give. Remember why we died. We did not wish tribute, or song, or monuments, or poems of war and valor. Wish was simple. Remember us, he said to me. That was his hope. Should any free soul come across that place. In all the countless centuries yet to be, may all our voices whisper to you from the ageless stones. Go tell the Spartans passerby that here, by Spartan law, we lie. And so my king died, and my brothers died. Barely a year ago. Long I've pondered my king's cryptic talk of victory. Time has proven him wise. For from free Greek to free Greek, the word was spread that bold Leonidas and his 300, so far from home, laid down their lives, not just for Sparta, but for all Greece, and the promise this country holds. Now, here on this rugged patch of earth called Plataea, Xerxes forged face obliteration!
Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network, and welcome to the Zack Snyder Hour with Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, y'all? It is your boy, Skywalker the Jedi, back at y'all with another one. And welcome to the Zack Snyder Hour. We are here and we are live. You dig? We about to get to it. We about to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. And I need you guys to strap in. I'm strapped in. Yo, we about to go ham. I don't even think they realize what has just happened. I'm about to go. Yo, I got content from here to Timbuktu now. Right? I can just come on here every single day and talk about how this whole thing is about to come to pass, yo. We got so much to discuss. Welcome to the premiere Zack Snyder show on the internet, the premiere show on YouTube. You dig? Don't nobody hold it down and keep it a buck and stay to the mission like us. Man, bars. What's going on, y'all? Hope y'all having a wonderful day. Let's get out going early with this stream, man. Yo, it's about to be going down, dog. We got the homie DC Talk 82 in the building saying, let's go. What's going on, DC Talk? Much love, bro. We got the good Austin in the building saying he gonna be on replay crew. Much love, bro. Man, y'all, them fire intros, these backgrounds, bro, all this stuff be Austin, man. The thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? Is the whole look of the platform. Much love, y'all. Right? We got Alan Belk in the building. What's going on, Alan Belk? Right? What's going on, Bat Dan? What's going on, SPR Dave? We got Antonio Lopez in the building. What's going on, Antonio Lopez? We got the homie Harrison in here. What's going on, Harrison? Yeah, much love, y'all. We got the Curly Ray in the house. What's going on, Curly Ray? Shout out to Rebel Moon Theory. You dig? Holding it down. The biggest Rebel Moon fan in the universe, bro. Real talk. We got to link up again, man. I got to have you back on the channel, bro. We got Sin Havoc 5150 in the house. What's going on, Sin Havoc? Much love, bro. Who else is in here? Cool One Only. What's going on, Cool One? Who else is in here? Elena Deli. Who else is in the building? Right? Who else? Y'all are killing it in the chat. For sure. Oh, my God. We got Jmar412 with the $10 super chat saying, no matter who buys WB and DC, as long as that platform allows Zach to cook, then I'm all for it. Yo, man, now we about to get to it, man. We about to get to it. Because they've been calling us crazy. Right? Man, I ain't played this in a minute. Let me go ahead and give y'all this drop, dog.
Hold on, Drake. You ain't gonna say nothing else before, we continue the party?
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just need a moment of silence for this. Psst. I see dead people.
Hey, mustard on a beat, how deep, bro. Any rap nigga, he a freak, though. Man down, call an ambulance, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like, what's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton? The industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama. How many op really got? Mean it's too many options. Finish pass on his body, I'm John Stockton. Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogie man, I'm the one that up the score with him. Walking down, whole time I know he got some pulling rolling them. Extra shit, bully devouring him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any bitch that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one to get your hammy down. And party at the party playing with his notes now. And Papa's got a real taste, why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedestal. God, fuck him up. I'ma do my stuff. Why you calling like a bitch, ain't you? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably...
They not like us. 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 They not like us.
Yeah, shout out to JMar412. Y'all know I like hitting those drops because the content creators who be stream sniping, it be making them have to like hop off the video, you know what I'm saying? And then they have to hop back on, so it gives me like an extra view, right? What's going on, Frank C? Much love, bro. We got the homie Frank C in the building, you dig? We got Ill Life in the building. What's going on, Ill Life? Much like he said, we popping the champagne, bro. We chilling right now, bro. We feeling good. We got the new geeks in the building, aka Apex Lux. Much love, yo, man. Let's go ahead and let's get started with the show. Let's run through all these early rigmarole stuff, like the road to 5K. Make sure y'all smashing that like button, hitting that share, subscribe, all that good stuff, as well as that notification bell, so that you know when I'm going live or dropping a new video. Hashtag sell CSJL to Netflix or sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. The most effective, the most dominant, the most impactful hashtags this side of release the Snyder Cut. You dig? Oh my God, man. Much love, yo, we about to get to it. We about to get to it. Look, you already know ROEs, be positive, don't mix the hashtags, don't tag or mention anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to one James Gunn. You dig? ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X are also platforms that you guys should be subscribed to and following, as all pertinent information will be coming from there, as well as myself and Apex Love, so the new geeks. And if you would like to sponsor a stream like the homie the good Austin did, whenever you guys give super chats, super thanks, gifted memberships, anything of that nature, it is tallied up, and whoever donates the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of a following stream, like the homie the good Austin does right now. You dig? Now let's get back to this chat and we'll get started with the show. Frank C saying salute, yeah, salute to Lieutenant Leon. You dig? He said, I'm gonna wait on that champagne. No, I said we chilling, bro. I'm about to look. I'm about to lay this all out. Bro. He said, Sky, you know what's the wackiest hashtag ever? Oh yeah, I know. It's the most effective. Right? He said the most important hashtags if you want this to continue on a different platform. Do you understand, nerds? What's going on, Crown Loads? And what's going on, Alatoli? Yo, that's bro. It's crazy, bro. Because we about to get to it, man. I'm about to break this down to its most minute detail. You dig? Man, we are live on the Zack Snyder Hour. Y'all know that we was going to pull up and talk about this, man, because, look, I got so many ways to attack this and to break this down that we probably going to be talking about this for a good week or two. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even going to front. There's so many angles to this and so many ways of, like, we told you so, you know, but it's crazy, right? But look, it's recently been, you know, pretty much put out there that, hey, Netflix got action at buying WBD in DC, right? After everybody was trying to say that we didn't know what we were talking about, that they didn't have enough money to buy this. They were trying to say they didn't have enough money to license the SnyderVerse, right? Which was always crazy because Netflix is so much bigger than WBD or Warner Media was at these times, right? Or whoever. I mean, it's only been WBD since these hashtags has been born, but at the same time, you know, even with the Warner Media situation, like they've always been a larger platform. So it's always been a little weird to me when people kept saying, hey, they can't afford to license this stuff. It's going to cost too much money, even though they were licensing all these other shows and things like that and all these other films. And it's like, hey, you know, but we can't get no action at the SnyderVerse. It just never made any sense, right? But now it's coming out that, hey, this thing is actually a possibility, and hey, that Netflix is a candidate to really be able to purchase this thing, right? So this has to be taken seriously now, right? Following a report from Variety, right? And they were saying that, hey, they were the most compelling buyer, ranking it ahead of Amazon, Apple, Comcast, Sony, and Paramount Skydance. Meaning that, look, I'm gonna break it down when you guys say the most compelling, right? Or what they mean when they say the most compelling. The most compelling means they got the most money. It means they talking about the most money, bro. That's what that means when it says the most compelling. It means they got them dollars. That's what that means. Big bank take little bank. It means that they the big dog on the block and saying, yo, we want this. Right? We tried to tell them. Mikey Sutton tried to tell him, oh no, we got streams where we about to be going back through these old Night Shift episodes, yo, which are still on the channel, by the way. They're not going anywhere because all of this was talked about years ago. So when we've been trying to tell y'all, hey man, this Netflix thing is really something that's, you know, like, what? Yo, remember when James Gunn said Netflix wasn't interested? Remember when he said that? Oh, now the chickens are coming home to roost. Right? Wait a minute. If y'all don't, whoa. Matter of fact, let me pull that up. Right? Let me pull that up. You dig? Let me pull that up right now. All right. He said Netflix wasn't interested. Right? Oh, yeah, I love this article. Right? Hold up. Right, yeah, I love this article. Let me find it. Oh, yeah. Right? Hold up. Right? Yeah. Y'all think I'm joking, right? See, y'all don't, bruh, how y'all letting me debunk a co-head of DC Studios? How is this happening? How is little old me debunking a co-head of DC Studios? Right? Because remember this. He spoke on us. He spoke on our names. Y'all remember this? James Gunn responds to absurd Netflix SnyderVerse fan campaign. Oh my God. Right? James Gunn responded. And he said, and I quote, according to the DC Studios co-CEO, Netflix has no interest in this deal. He called it the wackiest hashtag ever. Ever. He said, bruh, not only did he say it was the wackiest hashtag ever, just like somebody just pointed out, where did it go? Right, where did it go? Yep. And then he said, you guys are, and then put a bunch of spamming monkeys in his movie. So he commented on us, said Netflix they ain't interested. Zach ain't interested. I'm about to prove that wrong in a second. Right? He said, man, not only did the ex-head of film Scott Stuber come out and say, yo, we want the SnyderVerse, like the more Zach we can have, the better. Right? But now it's being reported by Variety, no less, that Netflix want to buy WBD. They want the whole shebang, bro. They want the whole pie. They want the whole thing. Bruh, no wonder James Gunn been running from this idea. Oh my God, I'd be scared too. Look what happened. They might be my boss. And then it'll be, I didn't get fired. They just didn't hire me. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Oh my Lord. We're a bunch of spamming monkeys. Right? He said, if I'm not mistaken, Sky came up with hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix, and Leon came up with that cleanup hashtag snail. Bruh, it's forever etched in stone. And not only did these people try to take that away, but they also became obstacles. Little did they know, all they became was speed bumps in the journey. Right? Wild. He said SnyderVerse. Nah, dog. We talking about the whole. We want the whole thing, bro. He said, now that's a full circle moment right there. Crazy. Crazy. He said he knows his job is in jeopardy. Right? That's why he's trying to rush another Superman. Of course not. Look.
Why?
Of course, bro. Why would he be doing that? Right? Why would he be doing that? So, back to what we were talking about, because, yeah, he said, yo, that they not interested, right? He said they not interested. So let's go back and show just how interested they are. You dig? Because they went from not interested to the most compelling. He said, reminds me of the Snyder Cut was a pipe dream article. Bro, they get paid to do this stuff. They've been trying to push for Paramount, bro. They've been trying to push for all these other companies. Right? Crazy. He said James Gunn is cooked. He said, and the whole time they said we needed them for numbers. We didn't have enough followers. We didn't have the engagement numbers on Twitter. We took the engagement straight to Netflix, bro. Thank you, dog. He said, what was cool is that no, we about to get to that in 1 second. What's going on, Nessa? How you feeling? You're all right. I know, yo, Nessa, I know the haters is mad tight right now. You heard? They mad tight right now, son. You know, they feeling mad brick. It's mad brick over there for them right now. You heard? Yep. He said, Sky, the haters are saying the instrument of their damnation became their salvation. Oh my God. What up, the Batman? He said, turns out the only numbers we really needed were the numbers in Netflix bank account. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Hold up. We about to get to it, man. He said Netflix showing interest in WBD and DC. There's a reason for it. You know what the reason is. Right? Know what I mean? Yeah. All right. He said Prime was having a fit today. I bet he was, bro. I bet he was, bro. So look, not only, right? Look, let me tell y'all how beautiful this situation is, right? Let me tell y'all how beautiful this situation is, right? Because not only is Netflix now the confirmed most compelling buyer, which means they're the heavy favorite because they got the most money out of everybody that could try to buy it. Yo, you know what's so funny? People keep talking to me about budgets, but Netflix got the most money. What are we talking about? They keep talking to me about budgets. They keep trying to say, oh, Sky, they gotta do, I mean, it gotta go to Paramount because it deserves a big budget. It deserves that treatment. It's like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? They got more money. What are we talking about? Right? But not only are they the biggest bankroll in this entire situation, right? But not only that, do y'all remember when DC, like before they had signed on a DC, like a head of DC Studios, right? We had people that was in the running. You know what I mean? We had people that was in the running, right? And one of them that was in the running to be the head of DC Studios was Dan Lin, right? Dan Lin, right? Why does that mean? Oh, right. Dan Lin is the current head of Netflix Film, right? And if you don't remember that Dan Lin was up for the job, right? Let me go ahead and enlighten you guys. Because, yep, back in 2022 and in August, Dan Lin was in the running for head of DC Studios. Oh my goodness. The same Dan Lin who was at the Rebel Moon double feature premiere that a bunch of us went to. Ooh, oh my God. Whoo-wee. Whoo-wee. Oh my Lord. So not only is Netflix the most compelling potential buyer, but also the current head of Netflix Film was in the running for DC Studios co-head and was seen and spotted at the Zack Snyder double feature for Rebel Moon, the director's cuts, which went smashingly. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, yo, this is crazy. And Bad Dan said this. At least Dan Lin wanted to finish this night. Bro, everybody except one person felt like the SnyderVerse should have been finished. The fan base, bro, we've all been saying this whole time, like, yo, we don't care if you guys reboot. Can we get a close to the story? Please. I literally was watching ZSJL with my father yesterday. Halfway through the movie, he's asking me about, like, yo, and I mean, this one kind of ended it, right? And y'all campaigning for more, right? And I was like, well, yeah, well, just wait to the end of the movie and I'll ask you if you understand why. So we're watching the movie and we get to the end and the fucking movie goes off. He's like, yo, that movie's fucking awesome. I was like, do you understand why we want to close? And he was like, of course. Like, I want to see. I'm like, bro, exactly. Everybody knew that the smartest thing to do was it didn't matter if you were going to reboot or whatever to make right by that promise with the fans, because we wanted more. So it's like, we're not asking for, or we're never asking for, up to that point, like a whole bunch of things. It's like, can we just get a conclusion to this story in whatever form that they may be, as long as it's live action, Zach, and he's able to cook, right? That's literally been it. So everybody knew that there should have been a conclusion of the story before the reboot, except one person. And now you see the results. Like, they went out of their way to go get rid of everything that Zach did, and they went and they did their own thing. It was wacky as they wanted it to be, and it failed 100%. So now there is no more like running away from what the reality is at this point. He said Dan Lin has his own production company studio. Yeah, bro. No, he said Dan Lin said, I don't want DC Studios. I want all the WB, right? He said a bunch of us went to. They not like us. Yeah, it was a bunch of us at that Rebel Moon screening, bro. Yeah, he said it's that simple. Just finish the story and you can reboot later. Yep, bruh. He said, and Netflix will allow for more. The possibilities are in. That's no. We're gonna get into that later, right? We're gonna get into that later. 100%. He said that retcon ain't going so well. Nope, it ain't. Said seeing the Justice League fight Darkseid in live action is yeah, man. Come on, yo. Nah, this is crazy. This is crazy. But yeah, I just need y'all to understand that the Dan Lin connection is there, and Netflix is the most compelling buyer. Right? 100%. Right? But let's get on, because here's the thing, right? This thing is a no-brainer, and we're going to be going through some of these older episodes of Night Shift pretty soon, right? He's hold up, what comment? He making an LAPD movie. Oh yeah, right. Nah, bro, yo, it's all type of stuff, bro. They don't even know. They sitting there talking about the LAPD movie is not going well, and da-da-da. Man, you don't think that some of this stuff might be positioning, right? I'm gonna get into that later, because you know the LAPD things getting pushed back. You know, there is another project that has a whole bunch of Zack's actors in it that got pushed back. You know, right? I don't know, but we're gonna get to it though, yo. But what I mean by the Trinity, right, is everybody on this, like all three pillars of this one side, all want it, right? The fans obviously want it, right? I mean, as we've been showing, we have done an excellent job doing so. If I say so myself, right? But you know, not only do the fans want it, but we know now that Netflix wants it, right? That they're trying to buy WB and DC as a whole, as you know, in its entirety, right? So, and also Zack Snyder wants it, man, and we're gonna get into that, right? Because there's been several things that, you know, Zack has kind of said openly that's shown his support to the idea, right? First, we're gonna look at this video right here. You dig? And we gonna hear him, out of his own mouth, right? Like, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just listen to what Zack said? Right? I don't know where this whole thing has turned, and we're like including what influencers say and like what these other executives say, or what James Gunn says, right? Like about these things. I don't know when we stopped listening to Zack Snyder when he speaks about these things, but that's where look, I've always said over here, we take our true north is always getting this thing completed, right? Like it's always trying to get this thing through the finish line, right? So whatever Zack is saying and whatever Zack is pointing to as being the way, right? Like to most effectively help him facilitate that, right? That's where I'm gonna take my cues. That's where I'm gonna take my cues, right? But let's just, he said, oh wait, no, he said my favorite part of this video is the end when he just says, yeah, and Jesus, right? And then SPR Dave says, a global phenomenon like ZSJL needs a global platform. Exactly, right? He says, you don't think Netflix knows they already have a first look deal with Zack? You don't think they consulted him already knowing that they could be about to acquire DC? Come on, people. Bro, we was telling them that they was having talks years ago. So this is nothing new to me, bro. This is nothing new to me. It's new to them. But let's just listen to what Zack said himself, man.
I know you said that you wouldn't be back except for The Dark Knight Returns, but I don't know if Netflix finally has it and you could hypothetically continue. Would you be open to it?
If Netflix had owned the rights to the to my the DC characters in my extended universe, of course I would absolutely whatever. Yeah, no question.
Fans will be very happy.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yo, what else is there to talk about, bro? What else is there to discuss? This man said, go get my characters, and they said, bet. They said, bet, bro. This is him saying, go grab the characters, and I will, go gather the wood, and I will bring you fire. What are we talking about, bro? But wait, there's more. Because not only, right, did Zack say it, right, like verbally, right? Because people, I guess, like when this happened, it was like, he ain't really mean that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't really mean that, right? Like, I mean, I know it's been a bunch of y'all out there pushing this whole Zack Netflix angle. You know what I mean? But I ain't even gonna do that. Right? They ain't even gonna give us that, right? They like, I don't care if you've been pushing that Netflix angle, right? Like, that's not enough. Right? Like, that's not enough. Like, Zack ain't, like really supporting you guys like that, like outwardly, right? You know what I mean? Right? So then, I mean, this is Zack's official Twitter, 1.3 million followers. As you guys can clearly see, this is not made up. This is not AI. This is his actual page, right? So you take a look, right? He posted with Jim Lee, you know what I'm saying? Cavill, right? Cavill. I mean, wait, but I thought this dude ain't talking about DC, first of all. But he posted up with Jim Lee, posting all these pictures of Cavill, right? Right? But let's look, right? Because once upon a time, I mean, ZSJL, but right here, here's where it gets interesting, right? Because Zack Snyder reposted the homie Floyd Lawton, who was just out here at the meetup. This man was just at the meetup. And he put up, bro, look, is this or is this not 3/18/25, right? Which was a trending event that we had coming up. It was in 5 days. As you see, this was on March 15th, 13th, right? 5 days. 5 days before. Right? retweeted the hashtags. So then he even put it on Twitter. Right? These people said they don't know what it means. So Zack is saying, sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. They still wanted to act obtuse, willfully obtuse. He said, I don't see James Gunn there. Anyone see Gunn and Snyder there? He said, that's why, Nessa saying, I strongly believe that they definitely told Gunn that he couldn't remove what Zack did because Zack's universe was the selling point. That's why he has multiverses in Peacemaker. That's why when they're asking those questions in threads, he said, no universe is erased. Man, if they say you bet not erase what's bringing that money in, boy. You bet not erase that. So, yeah. So Zack is hashtag sell ZSJL, hashtag sell SnyderVerse to Netflix, right? So all three phases want it. Netflix want it, the fans want it, and Zack wants it. There's your Trinity, there's your unity. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right? We try and told them, y'all. We try and told them a long time ago. We said, look, this Netflix thing is the angle, right? And they did everything that they could, right, to make us feel like we was tripping. You know what I mean? Gaslighting at every turn. Right? We gonna break this thing down like stream by stream, yo. We gonna have a stream dedicated to every single angle, and we gonna break down how it makes no sense. The whole anti-theaters thing, like acting like, yo, literally, they're sitting there trying to make it seem like, oh my goodness. It's just it's gaslighting at every turn, bro. It has been so frustrating. I was having a conversation with the homie Leon earlier, right? And you know, now we're at a time of like absolute bliss almost, but yo, this journey here, it's been arduous, right? And a lot of it has been because of this gaslighting and trying to like knock us off our square at every turn. The attacks on us personally, on our characters, bro. We've been character assassinated. It's crazy. All because you want a sequel to a movie. Right? But I want to end on this note, right? Because I'm telling y'all, yo. He said we didn't forget the person who said RIP to sell. I have the receipt, right? Yeah, bro. He said they tripping about physical. Man, bro, whatever, bro. Whatever, dog. Yo, literally, Warner Media was making us import European versions of Zack Snyder's Justice League on Blu-ray on 4K. That's how petty that they were being, right? But anyway, I don't even want to talk about all that because it's much, much brighter shores ahead, right? But I want to say this. I want to say that, you know, even in this moment, I still want to give these people one last chance, bro. Look, if y'all don't see now that if you want any type of thing, you guys need to be locked in with this Netflix thing, yo. Because I'm gonna get into Night Shift, man. Like I'm telling y'all, yo, I got an episode of Night Shift where even Mikey was like, bruh, waiting for some other company, and he literally used some of these companies that y'all talking about, bro, as an example, and was like, yo, man, if you think that any of these companies are just gonna magically come back and do that, I think y'all tripping. It's always been Netflix. It's always been that Netflix was the best option, right? But I do think that, man, look, if y'all not trying to rock out with sale, and if this restore thing is really like a sticking point, then hashtag restore the Snyderverse on Netflix is still there. It's still there. But just let them know, because they're the ones that are going to do it. They're telling you they're interested. What are we talking about, bro? It's like they want to, like, on one hand, say, yo, you know, I want it back and I really, really want it back. But then they're looking at the person that's telling them, hey, I want to do this for you guys. And they're like, I know you said you'll do it, but I won't, you know. Come on, bro. No, we not doing that. And I don't believe that real fans are doing that. I do not believe that real fans are doing that. I don't. I think that these people are, you know, they're not here for the right reasons, yo. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, spreading confusion. Now is the time to let Netflix know, dog. It's screaming you in the face. He's saying JO2 needs a theatrical run to show it that there is more interest. Bruh, not only does it not have to get a theatrical run, but it is, bro. And that's the thing too, is that the article even pointed to they're trying to get a foot into theaters. So if you're gonna try to get a foot into theaters, why wouldn't you put this, bro? It makes no sense. They are putting Chronicles of Narnia in IMAX, y'all. What are we talking about? He says, Sky, they won't, because you're the one suggesting the idea. Lux brought up a great point earlier. He was like, yo, man, they want it to be this ambiguous thing and nobody knows and you can't really credit anybody, so that everybody can kind of like jump in and be like, oh yeah, I was a part of this and I tried to, or like I put in work and I, you know, really saw this thing into the future. But when you have like real faces and real blood and real people behind this thing, and we're out there, and you know, there is no like confusion, there is no, you know, and a lot of these people, they, you know, they went against what we were trying to do, and all of a sudden it seems like the tides have turned. They've shifted significantly, right? So no, man, he said if Netflix makes moves this big, I'm sure they aren't doing it to remain just a streaming service. Why would they? Right? Dude, every single thing that they were talking about in that article, Mikey Sutton was discussing. The whole them possibly adding another like premium layer to Netflix, right? That would include something like this, right? That they're doing this to try to get in the theaters, right? What are we discussing? He said the article clearly stated that Netflix would be changing their strategy with the WBD purchase. No more goalposts moving. Exactly. Right? Yeah, Leo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Nah, I'm not letting this go. You dig? We gonna be here breaking it down. But I really do think that, hey, if y'all restore people really want to, hop in on and try to hop on the train at the last second, now is the time. Restore the Snyder Cut on Netflix. Just do it. Do it. Bro, I'm not gonna allow anybody to downplay the fact that this company is letting you know, like, right in your face, hey, we want to do this, and you got some influencers, because once again, they're not real fans, but you got influencers out there trying to say, no, guys, we should do something else. What? Mm-mm. Where that he said the plus is Netflix would expose the numbers. Ain't nobody watching Pete, bro. Nah, it's like 700,000, bro. You know what I mean? Way less than the Penguin. Way less than the Penguin, and that ain't even getting to season 2. Crazy. He said people act brain dead on purpose. They just don't want to acknowledge this movement being right in any way. Yep. Yeah. He said Netflix will move to having movies in theaters. They just had K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters. Bro, I don't even want to hear about K-pop Demon Hunters. You want to know why? Because Chronicles of Narnia is going to IMAX. Netflix, right? Because everybody wants IMAX. I want IMAX. I saw Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX, in 70 millimeter IMAX, actually, right? Which is insane. I saw it in 70 millimeter IMAX, the best way that you could have seen the movie, right? The best way that you could have seen the movie. So I want the movies in IMAX. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and act like I don't see Netflix making moves to put movies in theaters and even up to IMAX. That's the end of the story. He said the article may as well have been written by Sky, myself, Apex Lux, and Mikey, because everything we've suggested, and bro, it's everything, bro. He said Netflix been wanting to be in theaters more. What are we even talking about, bro? That's what I mean. He said, what's the article? He is talking about the one that the Variety article about Netflix buying WB. Bro, it's everything that we were saying. Premium tier. Bro, this is so crazy. Mikey literally said that they wanted more premium tier, and they're like, yeah, this could help, bring a more premium subscription, and have a bigger presence in theaters, and and I'm like, we've been talking about this for years. Yeah, man, that's when I knew that this thing was getting silly, right? Because look, I'm gonna bring this article up again, right? I'm gonna bring this article up again. Hold on. Wow, Greta Gerwig, Narnia adaptation for Netflix gets IMAX release. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Crazy. They just act like these things aren't even discussed, right? And Terry and Charlie, y'all asking about that article, the one that I pulled up, right? He said it's a new movie. Yeah, it's a new Chronicles of Narnia, directed by Greta Gerwig, that is getting an IMAX release before it goes to Netflix. Simple, right? This article right here, Cosmic Book News. I just used this one, right? This is the same thing. And they have a link to the Variety article. If I'm not, yep, Netflix, that's top buyer. Look at that. Zack. Right? Crazy. Yeah, Netflix could reboot the SnyderVerse. Or, excuse me, could restore the SnyderVerse. You want to know why? Because it's about to be sold. They about to be sold, bro. They about to sell ZSJL to Netflix. We not running away from that. We not running away from that, bro. He said, just buy the company that has a big theatrical model, all Bruce Wayne style. I bought the bank. He said, right? Oh, he said Netflix tiptoed themselves into the gaming sphere with what project? Rebel Moon. They already mad. Come on, man. He said new Narnia, produced by Netflix, directed by Greta Gerwig, released in theaters, bro. If Narnia going to theaters, that's what I'm saying, bro. He said, and Irishman, and Army of the Dead. They got House of Dynamite coming up in theaters, bro. They got hold up. Cause I be getting little emails. You know what I mean? They got all kind of stuff in theaters, bro. Right now. Oh yeah. Oh nah. I see that article sent Havoc. Nah, I'm gonna break that one down later. For sure. Right? Yeah. Nah. Knives Out. It's about, bruh. Thank you. That's about to be in theaters. Bad Dan's thoughts with the $5 super chat, says Zack Snyder. How did you get the rights to my characters back from WBD? Netflix. We bought WBD. Don't forget, Batman Day this Saturday. For sure, man. Let me go ahead. Let me give you this drop, dog. Here on the Zack Snyder Hour, you dig? Real quick. I want to ask you not about the legalities or like the probabilities or anything like that, but can you just speak to the resolve of your fan base that now that we're trying to get this thing sold to a third party?
The fan base has consistently been amazing and consistently look, regardless of what I think, the fan base has their own ideas and they seem to win.
Yeah, nah, this is dope, man. He said it's quite poetic how all the other hashtags fell down like dominoes just for the momentum for ZSSM to skyrocket even more. For sure. Right? Integrity 101 in the building. Just saying Zack is back and he will direct ZSJL 2 starring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. ZSJL is relaunched the SnyderVerse. This will be the first big do-over in cinematic history. Welcome to reality. Hey, shout out to Integrity 101. Bro, I gotta get Integrity on a stream, bro. I gotta ask this man how he's been so like 10 toes down this whole time. I gotta ask him. Right? For sure. You know what I mean? I gotta ask him, bro. This is crazy because Integrity been standing 10 toes down, man. I told you, I even broke character one day, bro. So it was almost like one of those things at the job site, right? It's like, oh, it's been this many days since an accident, right? Like my counter is, you know, I mean, it broke. He said, where will you be when the future takes root in the present? Bro, it already took root, bro. It already took root, bro. Oh, my God. He said he doesn't stream. Bro, he's been on the stream. He's been on my stream, bro. Yeah, no, I got you, Integrity. I got you, bro. I got you, dog. Because if it's one question that I need you to put out that only you can put out there, bro, for the community, you know what I mean? Crazy. He's at full circle. Zack, Debbie, Dan, Mike, and Pam and the new guy. Hey, bro, it's wow, right? He said the future was Netflix. It took root in the present. Exactly, bro. Yeah, man. Nah, bro. He said ain't nobody turning down the syndicate, bro. Nah, man, bro. We hold it down, dog. And we gotta highlight some of y'all, bro. Real talk. You know what I mean? He said, I want you to put the word out there that we back up. He said, oh, I didn't know. Good shit. Yeah, nah. He ain't got it, bro. He ain't got a cam up, bro. Anybody got a cam up? I just need y'all to, you know, verbalize. You know what I'm saying? That message to the people, dog. The people got to know. He said, you smell nice. Did I not before? Bro, that line was so dumb, dog. Oh, my goodness. You want to know what I'm like very happy about too? I'm so funny, right? It's like watching ZSJL was such a crazy moment for me because it was like the first time I was watching a movie that I had seen before, but it felt like, or no, that I hadn't seen before, but it felt like I had seen it before because of that abomination, right? Because the story structure is similar. in terms of like the order of operations and like what happens, but they're obviously two vastly different movies. And so I can't wait until I'm watching something new in Zack's DC timeline that I'm like totally just ignorant and naive to going in, and I can kind of get that feeling of like the last thing is that I was able to have from DC. It's like there's this other version that I can't unwatch. Right. And it literally makes me mad every time I watch that movie. And it's just like, man, I just wish I could have not experienced justice, you know what I mean? And could just appreciate this as, you know, because my dad, it was his first time watching it. And I was jealous, man, because it's like, he ain't see Justice League, bro. So he just sitting there, you know, watching this movie, getting to appreciate it in all of its glory for the first time and being totally ignorant to what happened in Justice. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, and he was locked in. It was even getting late because he got over here later than we had kind of thought. And then I asked him after part 4 was over, I was like, yo, we can stop here and you can come back. He was like, nah, let's finish it. I'm like, say no more. Threw in disc 2. Got right back to it. Right? So, you know, it's just really one of those things where I can't wait, man, to be able to rock out with something new in that DC SnyderVerse timeline and not have it be like and not have this bastardized version that I had to see not knowing what I was watching, right? Because looking back, if I would have known, I would have never watched that movie. And before we was doing the lead up, because we were watching all of the DCEU stuff on Netflix, I would have never watched it ever again. Right? Because I wasn't about to watch that right before the Snyder Cut come out. I'm like, yo, why would I watch this movie and I ain't seen that shit since the theaters? Nah, man, it ain't happening, dog. Oh, let me put myself through that torture again, you know? He said, so you think Gunn will beg Snyder? Like, bruh, I don't think it'll even be to that point, bro. I think that by the time Zack step in that building, it's going to be clear. It's going to be clear. The dust will have settled, right? He going to walk into a fresh office, probably going to go get his old office space back, right? Why wouldn't you? Right? Zack's office was hard, yo. You know what I mean? Woo-wee. Y'all hit 50 likes, man. Good. All right. Y'all put y'all last questions and comments down at the bottom because we about to start closing up. Let me go ahead and get y'all this drop real quick.
You still owe the Great One 50,000 more worlds. He will hear your plea when you pay your debt.
Yeah. Man, I just want y'all to know, man, that this whole thing has been super dope. We about to keep going. I ain't about to let up off the gas at all, man. I ain't about to let up on the gas at all. And he said, can you imagine Zack? Oh no, they getting their own office again, bro. Right? He said Netflix means bigger office. He said, you know what? Hey, you right. Cause didn't they let him like wasn't his office in like one of those it was like in like a special part of the lot, if I'm not mistaken. He said, I don't even want that no more. Right. He said Gunn is Steppenwolf, Justice League edition. That's funny, right? Integrity says, I'm looking forward to watching ZSJ02 in theaters, which of course is inevitable, right?
You hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability.
All right. For sure. Said stand on 10 toes. He said Justice League is becoming a distant memory. Bro, that's what I was trying to tell people when we used to be trying to have these conversations about the BVS wars and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, look, we got to get past that, bro. We got to get past that. Right? He said, and the Snyder cut will be on Netflix once this goes down. Hey, who knows? We might even get that Emerald cut, dog. Because why wouldn't you put out your own version? Why wouldn't you put out your own version? If you own the shit now, right? Like, if you own it, right? Why not have your own edition? Right? Nah, I'm about to keep this. Going. He said, we got this, man. Look, yeah. Hold on, let me see something. Let me check these. All right, let's get to members minutes. You dig? I'm about to put this up and we'll be right back. You feel me?
Check. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. But what about you? What about you? Came a long way from no subs back when y'all was showing me no love, no front. I just had to take a look back, cause sometimes y'all forgot I shook that. I know they would attack cause of own issues. To be honest, I got sick and tired of feeling misused. That's why I've always played a drop for every super chat to show appreciation. Now you're fucking doing that. And just like Mikey used to bring us all together, we gotta take a minute to shout out all the members. Just so you know, you keep the fire going like embers. They say a lot, but I forgot, I don't remember. They be better. Say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. They say all I care about is views. But what about you?
Hey, what about you? Hey, we got the homie the good Austin saying, replay crew, I'm back to say I'm here for the Flash love. Gunn janked that movie all the way up and it was still good. I want the Muschietti cut. Let's go. Then he says hashtag replay accrue again on Monday. Man's crazy all the narratives that they were able to come up with as far as reasons why we didn't want to rock with the movement or why they didn't want to rock with the movement. Sometimes I get mad at myself for even giving them the time of day, knowing our logic and our reasoning was righteous and unflawed the entire time. You can say that with confidence because here we are, a movement, and we all know and we've all been knowing, because here we are, a moment we've all been knowing was coming, but yet a moment that didn't just come. We worked for it day in and day out. Everyone who uses the ROEs correctly, who supported our streams, who bought our shirts, you all helped, and you all will help us get across the finish line. Shout out to the homie, the good Austin. You dig? I was messing that up, bro. You dig? We got the homie, the Curly Ray saying, replay crew, the SnyderVerse will most likely be continuing at Netflix soon. Hashtag sales ZSJL and sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. And we got the homie, the new geek saying, respect your founding fathers. Hashtag sales ZSJL and sell SnyderVerse to Netflix. All right. And we got Mama Bear Doll saying, replay crew, I nodded off, so I got my pho and rewatching as instructed. All right. Yeah. All right. And I think that's it for the members' minutes. You dig? Much love, y'all. Y'all talking about all this stuff, bro. Look, it's crazy, bro. The possibilities are endless if this happens, but we just got to keep doing what we doing. He said, respect your founding fathers. Hey, thank you, bro. Tell them put some respect on it. You dig? He said, will we get a new version of BVS Ultimate Edition of Madness? Hey, you never know, bro. BVS Ultimate Edition Black. You're like, oh my God, what does that even mean? Anyway, look, we about to get on out of here, man. We had a long day, yo. We will be back probably tomorrow, back at it, yo. We're gonna be breaking this thing down all week. We got mad stuff to talk about. Be sure to be on the lookout, man. Y'all hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm going live. You dig? Shout out to everybody out there that's been rocking out and that's been rocking out this whole time, man. We couldn't have did any of these things without y'all. We almost at the finish line, but not there yet. You dig? We got a little bit further to go, and we gonna keep our feet on the gas and keep rocking out. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a great evening, and we're gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.
We'll be right back.